the one time. It's the family bloodline.
Hey, what's good, family? We back.
Hey, everybody.
We gotta do a manual rounds of applause.
I'm with that.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't have the effects set up, but yeah, here we go. We back at it, family. What's good with y'all?
Friday, first and
Man,
foremost.
it's Friday. We here.
Been a crazy week, but TGI Friday,
Mm.
always a blessing.
But let's tap into the week uh for our what got you wrapped up segment.
No,
Yeah, let's tap into the week at that point, cause wow, yeah, I got some.
I'm sharing. I just finished sharing our lives on my personal page. So,
Okay, that's what's up.
nope,
Yep, and then just
synergistic.
telling
So
us.
there you go. There we go. All set
I
up and
dig
ready
it.
to go. All right, man.
Yeah.
Managed ass little boys,
Oh shucks.
first and foremost. You got me messed up, effed up. Am I echoing? I sound like
Mm-mm.
No, you all right.
okay.
Now you
Yeah.
good, girl.
I was once a little managed little boy, so I know the heathen ways. So
Hello, how are you, Chris?
just just stay away from mine. That's all
Now,
I can say.
now, when I've always heard that when a man has a daughter,
Mhm.
Mm.
it's karma from how he lived his boy days.
We was all told that. I think at one point we was all
So, like, I just kind of feel like you get out of it what you put into it. You know what I'm saying? And you
So,
no
just got to deal. You got to deal because it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
so
correct.
you taking that comment as being truth.
I do, I
Okay.
do. And I sometimes feel like that daughters definitely pay for dad's sins.
Really, I think they
Really?
actually calm us. You know what I'm saying? They bring us to a place where we can recognize certain stuff. Like,
Yeah, no, but the things that y'all done in y'all youth, I really feel like it comes
Mm.
back on your daughters when you have daughters. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, like, and that's why I get you. But like I say,
Hey, bud, my
what up,
favorite
Ainsley?
bud.
What's going on,
Like I
bud?
say, at that stage, once we start having, well, I can't say at that stage we didn't change
But
because,
I know, but the thing is, regardless of how you change when you get ready to have your kids,
mm,
what you've done has already been done, and that's why they call it karma.
Ah,
They call it dad karma. You never heard of it?
oh, most definitely, yes, yes, I have.
Okay.
I've heard of it, but I don't.
I really definitely feel like I like some of the things that I've been through in relationship wise is because of my dad's sins. Like the things that he's done in his life.
We might have to explore that a little bit more because
Exactly, that's a good topic
Okay,
it
we can talk
because
is.
about that at another time, but
Yeah,
I really feel like that's a thing.
that's. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree
Hmm.
with you at all, especially when you put it you
But
frame
at
it
the
in an
same time, that
aspect.
also ties into there's nothing new under the sun and everything is going to be repeated.
Right.
So,
And I think what fathers experience is the karma that we experience. We can see the things that we did when we were kids, and we pick up on it a little bit faster. Oh, couldn't hear you, Juan.
yes, sir.
There you go. You back. Yeah, yeah. So there, let's take
mm,
a
it's happened to it.
we'll take a segment. Yeah, let's tap into that. Let's drain that and then
Hold on
and
there.
chew on that for a little bit because all I can do is take a deep breath and just think about some things because, oh no.
And then like your daughters get to see, they know who you. What up, big dog? What up, Cecil? Your daughters
Welcome
know
back,
you.
Cecil.
They know the person. You know what I'm saying? They know the breed,
Yeah,
and their perception of you is different than what everybody else might think, regardless. Even if they
absolutely.
know them same facts as everybody else, their perception is different. Than I don't
Yeah,
know. I
that's
always
true.
thought my daughters was brought into my life to they were like my protectors. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. They didn't protect me. I ain't. Well, I tripped off my karma because I didn't ever want them to meet. Like I say, the minute says we have to do this out a whole another day. But that's what
Yeah,
got me effed up.
we
Yeah,
we should definitely bring that back and explore that because
it's a good topic.
there are I think if we talk about that and we shed light on it and we push that, you know, and put it out, I think a lot of younger men will probably begin to reevaluate the way they interact with young ladies, right?
Right.
The young, so that's almost scary, depending on the type of person you are. I mean, we're all human, and as we evolve, we make our mistakes going through life, and to the point that we are right now. So, and the honest truth is, you haven't always been good to everybody that you came across,
Correct.
especially to women. So that can be a scary thing. That could be a real scary thing.
Hmm.
So, oh my God, I'm gonna have to. I'm
Right.
gonna have
Because
to.
is it karma for the actions that you did to other women, or is it just the karma that you done did, just being you know what I'm saying? Because
Being
you
a
can
heathen.
be a Casanova. I mean, well, a good guy, a gentleman rather, and still did some wicked things to
Right,
other people besides women. So, but I think it's
right.
based off women, though. I think it's based off the women that you done dealt with.
Ah, that might get back to the topic that we
We
had
had
last week.
last week.
So,
So,
oh, I'm hearing an
um,
echo.
I guess y'all one now. Say something, Jig.
I think we are.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good topic, one. We are to revisit that one. That's you got us over here still talking and thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like
That's kind of scary.
it's totally a thing.
Hmm. Okay.
Right.
So what got y'all effed up this week?
Uh, I'm just like I'm just tired. It's just been a tiring week, and you know, I don't know why I'm just drained. I can sleep. I don't think I'm getting efficient sleep, so I think I need a new mattress or a new pillow or something.
Well, how old is your
I'm just
mattress?
not getting efficient sleep. And yeah, it might be time for a new mattress.
How old is it?
Uh,
You say, oh,
about 5 years old, maybe.
Yeah, it's about time. I think
Yeah,
that's a rotational time. I think that's rotational time.
yeah.
So,
I either need to rotate it or get a new one. But
I think I
hmm
function
the
better off
mattress I
about
want,
5 hours of sleep.
get the mattress you want.
okay,
Definitely.
but it's like mortgage, so
Get the mattress you want. Um, Sleep is underrated and underpaid for, and I'm learning that as a guy that has to use a CPAP and getting a new mattress, a new bed, right, and finally getting some actual rest within the last like year and a half, 2 years of my life. Finally getting useful sleep. I've never had it until a year and a half, 2 years of my life when I
oh yeah, and
switched
I've
it
been
out.
working a lot more too lately too, so that's also a thing because I'm used to sleeping in on Saturdays, and now I'm getting up and going to work. So,
Oh yeah,
but
definitely get a new mattress then. Definitely get a new
so
mattress.
I am, yeah. So it's just I need to just catch up on some good sleep. I don't have to work this weekend, so I plan to sleep in a little bit.
Okay.
When y'all sleep in, what time is sleeping in to y'all?
Y'all gonna hate my answer, so I'm gonna let Dirt answer that first.
I still. So my norm is about 5 o'clock getting up on the
Mhm.
weekdays. On the weekends, I still get up at about 7. If I don't no alarm and no nothing, I'm still my clock just go off at 7. Now I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
goddamn, tossing and turning in the bed. Like what fool is up this time of morning? You know what I'm saying? On the day off, but
Yeah.
that's how the clock worked on now.
Yeah,
Because our
I'm.
body is so conditioned to wake up at that time. Like even on weekends, like I get up at 6:30.
Yeah,
I try to lay there just to let it. I try to lay there so I can.
try to go back.
Yes, and I just be like, and then I start doing dumb shit like poking at my husband and pissing him off. So, I turn on
Okay.
the home pod and be like, listen to the Breakfast Club, and then he be like, bruh, I'm like, I'm over here asleep, but I can't sleep. So
Yeah,
So
it be
everybody
time
got
to
to
get
be up.
together.
everybody gonna
Yeah,
be up.
yeah.
That be home pod and the kids gonna get up, feed the dogs, let them out.
Right.
My phone will
Like
light
if
the
I'm
whole
up,
wall
everybody
up.
gonna be up.
Right. I light the whole house up with my phone when I can't sleep. I'm
Man,
up on that mug or I pull out the tablet. You know what I'm saying? Clash of
right. Them
Clans.
TikToks be loud at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm, so I'm different because I appreciate sleep. I try not to wake people up. So I'm extra quiet. But sleeping in, if I'm sleeping at 7:30, 8 o'clock, that's sleeping in to me, and that's getting a long sleep.
Okay.
And since I've been switched out here to Eastern Standard Time, you know, I'm up at 3. I'm walking around. I lay down, looking around, wait until 6, go get breakfast and coffee, lay back down. Then I pass out about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Then I'm back up at 9, looking crazy because it's
Jesus be your Ambien.
so yeah.
That's all. Jesus be your Ambien. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
That's sleep to me. That's
Who?
7:30, 8 o'clock. That's sleeping in, and that's like going hard. If I sleep
And then
past
like
9 o'clock, I get a headache.
so I'm like really looking forward to going on my birthday vacation because like I am going like I was like I'm gonna sleep like nobody's business. Like the first 2 days we gonna be at sea. Do not bother me because
No,
I'm
you
gonna be
not,
Hmm.
asleep.
cuz. You know you're
Yes,
not gonna
I
sleep.
am. Yes, I am. The first night I'm gonna kick it, and the next 2 days we at sea, I am going to sleep. I feel like I need that type of sleep in my life.
Yeah. No, I think you might be in trouble. Um, I
She
kind
gotta
of
go get
learned
her
what
rest.
yeah.
Huh?
I think I kind of learned what my schedule is going to be
Uh-huh.
for my new unit, and
Uh-huh.
it looks like I'm gonna have time today.
For what?
So to be on that cruise,
Oh, okay.
right?
I am still going to sleep.
And no, because it might be problems. You
Oh
might
my
be
god!
upset with me.
Oh my
You
Yeah.
god!
might end up
You
upset
So
gotta
with me.
treat her like you gotta be like the 99 2000 gig. You know what I'm saying?
no, okay. First of all, nobody can
Yes.
handle. We couldn't handle the 99 2000 G,
No, we
and
could.
no,
But in
and
party
so
mode,
and I'm
you need
about
a
Party
legit. I'm
mode.
like I'm already feeling 40. I'm already feeling 40. I am literally already feeling 40. So there is no way
Oh,
go
there's
back to
always a way.
99, cousin.
this
Yeah, you
vacation
got
is
to
going to be
do it.
about being cute,
Hmm.
Okay.
seeing new things,
Okay.
Yeah,
and sleep. That is it. That is all. That is
That
and
all.
sound
then
that sound like 1999 to me.
that's me too. Like being irresponsible and making poor decisions. That's a
That's
great
having
time to
fun.
me. I
That is
love it.
That's having fun.
nothing what I said. I said nothing
It's
of the
that's
sort.
that's what I heard.
That's what
That's what I
I
heard.
mean, me too. That's what I got too. So I don't know
I'm
What?
just
what you trying to put in your little mind in your world, but we know what's gonna go on.
No.
yes,
No,
And wait to see
no,
absolutely.
the
and no.
videos. It got to be the videos. The pictures don't tell all. I got to see the videos because I know it's gonna go down.
Oh my God. No.
Speaking of going down, let's hop into our first topic because
Wait, did you tell us what
the
had you asked up this week?
no, I was gonna wait for a little bit later, but since we're here, yes, I will.
Okay.
Um, What has me effed up this week is driving across country and hitting different time zones and trying to remain comfortable. It's impossible. I came from Pacific time, I went through Mountain, I hit Central, and now I'm on Eastern. I've hit all four of our
Mm.
time zones.
Well,
And
that's an experience.
to say the least, to say
That's
the least.
cool.
And I am,
You jet lagged.
yeah, it's like flying across the country or across seas, as a matter of fact, and experiencing jet lag in a foreign country. It's crazy. It's
Mm.
crazy. I can't get my body right. I know the sun is coming up, you know, and I've been doing a lot of stuff since I've been out here trying to get things. Sorry about that. Trying to get
Yeah.
things taken care of.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I got a lot of stuff in the works, and I got a lot of surprises coming up in the future. But it's it's nerve wracking. It's nerve wracking. Like I'm tired, but I'm not because the sun is up, so I can't be back in the bed.
Oh, that is
That did it.
crazy.
Like get you
It's
some
horrible.
dark blinds or something.
Man, like get you some
Yeah,
angels, some melatonin.
So I got a
yeah.
random real quick. My son, he came to me. He asked me, "Is time relevant?" I told him, "Well, just a question when you was talking about all these different time zones and everything." Because he was asking me, "How can somebody say that it's such and such time in L.A. and it's such and such time in New York?" You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Trying to
I
explain
think
to
it
him about.
depends on do you feel like. I mean, if you feel like time is relevant, then yes, it is. But if time means absolutely nothing to you, no, it's not.
The
I'm just
time,
But time is always relevant. Or I told him time is always relevant.
yeah, and time is it's also relative to what you're doing, right? So the actual understanding of time, there is no real such thing as time. It's literally a thing. It's a measurement, a mathematical process that yeah, I drove over 2,300 miles. I'm looking at my the miles that I drove on my car, and I'm at 4,000. But the measurement of time is a made up tool in order to understand and digest the actions from one moment to another. So it's always relative. The actual international timeline zone that starts, uh, because I went to Korea. I went to Korea also, but the where the sun meets the moon or that darkness, that transition, it's called the Terminator. That's literally the name of it. It's called the Terminator. So time is relative for the person and where you are. And depending on where you are in life, time becomes relative also. I don't know if y'all remember, but when we were in high school, before we got to high school and we were in middle school and grade school, time went slow. We got to high school and time sped up. Once we got out of high school, time went even faster. And then we became adults, and now time it's
now
just
forced.
never ending. Right,
Huh.
exactly. So time is relative. And if you understand that time is a measurement, it's nothing more than a useful tool. What we say in masonry is that we have a 24-inch gauge, and it's divided into several different parts for a specific thing, right? So it becomes a relative engine to do what you need to do. And if you understand time, and you understand what your purpose is, and if you have vision, you're able to actually introduce yourself into time to make time slow down so that you can actually be present and do and be who and what you want to be. So
My
that's
bad,
my
Doc. I ain't mean to do all this. My bad.
He sure did. You got his own. You got his own one. That's all right.
My bad. My bad.
y'all
When
know
he
I
got
can
talking
get
about the
there.
time zone, because that was one of the things that he spoke about was the different time zone, and we just had this conversation at dinner, so it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was still on my mind. So
That's cool. So
moving
welcome
right
everybody
along.
that's watching. I think everybody just come, a few people just step in the room. So what's
Yeah, we
up?
got people
Let's get
hopping
into
in. I
these
dig it.
topics because we got a hot one for
Let's
y'all tonight. It's the everybody been talking about it. Everybody has an opinion. So we finna get into it. Let's
go
talk
ahead,
about
one
the
wine. Get
about to
after it.
go into this Montgomery Boston sweet tea party. The Montgomery sweet tea party. Um Yeah, this was the chest slap heard around the world, the swam that joined us all, the swim that drove us all together. It was the hat throw that signaled the Black Avengers. So there we go. So let's talk about it. How y'all feeling about this whole thing? Is it
Uh,
unity or is it we all just coming together on some negative ish? What's going on? How are y'all really feeling about this?
so, Dirt, you
Let
want
me
to
get in
start
my
because
chair real quick.
I've got a spiel for it. I've got a spiel because I'm all for it. So, Dirt, you go ahead. I'll let you hop in there first. I dig it.
Uh, my bad. I was preoccupied over here. I had lost track. I was trying. Supposed to be some guys in, like Wanda was saying, that's supposed to be here for me, and they ain't here right now. So I was trying to reach out to them
Hmm.
and see what it was. So I
That's
missed
all
what you
right.
were saying,
What is
Wanda. I
that?
apologize.
No, that's all right. We just talking about the Montgomery sweet tea party.
Mm,
So
the Boston
I just
Tea
want to know
Party.
like how y'all really feeling about it because I'm hearing a lot of different things from different people. I mean,
Uh,
over the overall consensus is that we came together as a unit. Black people who came together as a unit. They weren't finna let one Lone Ranger go down because that's not how it goes down. Um, but the gist of the whole thing was who was right and who was wrong. But let's just talk about it.
uh,
Yes.
first of all, I don't think it's no right or wrong. I think it was well, it is right and wrong in the situation, but far as how it all played out, I don't think it was a right or wrong. I think
What's up,
for once
Slick?
it was a situation where, like you were saying, one that we actually stood together. We had unity. We looked like I know it was a bad event or a bad situation, but we had that unity. Just think if
Hmm.
we had this on all fronts, you know what I'm saying?
And
Everybody. So
yeah,
that's
that's
why I was trying to reach
exactly
out
what
to
I
my
kind of wanted
people.
to touch on later too.
Right. That's what I was trying to reach out to my people. Like, wait a minute, hold on, man. Y'all say y'all was gonna support me. I support y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
People that didn't even know each other. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on, wait a
Yeah,
minute. That don't look right. So now we stepping in.
Mm.
It was the first time in social media we seen people actually stepping in as opposed to
just
just
record. I
video
mean, there was
recording.
folks recording,
Correct.
and I'm glad they
Right,
did this
right. But they
time.
was, you know,
But there
they
was
were
also
miles
people who
away.
stepped up and was like, "Oh no, it's not about to go down like that."
Yeah. So I was very ecstatic about seeing that us standing with each other. You know what I'm saying? For once, I
Hmm.
don't. You know what I'm saying? That should be on all fronts. That's how we should present ourselves in all shapes, forms, and fashion. You know what I'm saying? Business, everything. That's how we should present ourselves because we have enough of us and enough equity now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm.
We got money now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we. It's just a handful of us that's we got money now.
Right.
Let's
Right.
come together and do it the way we supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on it. I was just glad to see the unity.
Hey.
Yeah.
So as far as okay, we got Aquaman who who jumped off of the boat to swim to help his coworker.
I
Yes, yes,
love that so much.
And
yes, yes.
like, and
Golly.
what I understand that the guy was not a security guard. He was actually co-captain of the boat
Yeah.
that was
Hmm.
trying to dock. And they made several announcements for the pontoon boat to be moved,
Right.
and they
Yes.
decided to use their privilege and stay there.
Yeah.
And they after around and found out. And so my like the young man was only 16 years old, and they like, oh, black people can't swim. With that little meme say with the little baby bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so
I
he
bullshit.
Right.
I
And it's crazy.
bullshit.
Me and Cecil had this conversation, and like he say that's my dog. Out of everything that took place, he was like the little dude that swam across there. He was like, I'm sending money to his cash app. You know what I'm saying? He like,
hey
yeah. And that little dude cash app is cashed out. You know what I'm saying? Like he couldn't even receive no more money.
yeah, because
Oh,
people were sending him money to buy him new shoes because he lost one shoe,
right.
he took the other one off. So
that's love.
yeah,
Support. That's what I'm saying. That's what we need.
So Malcolm X I don't know if y'all knew this about me, but I used to study and read about a lot about Malcolm X, the same Marcus Garvey, W.B. Du Bois, so on and so forth. Frederick Douglass. I've done a lot of reading, a lot of studying those different brothers, especially when it comes to the Harlem Renaissance in America. My favorite era. That's why I consider
I
myself
love
to
the
and
Harlem
try to be.
Renaissance.
Yes, I've always tried to be a Renaissance man. So this is
Cecil
Malcolm
Can you
X.
swim?
And so
I like
to
this
to
comment right here. It's by Nicole. I felt proud that we no longer sitting back watching people white thinking they could treat us however they want to. Because
yeah,
that happens a lot. It does happen a lot. Like people just be like, okay, well nothing's gonna happen because this person is of the other persuasion,
right.
and they just be like
But
whatever and
you
walk
think it
it
was a
off.
privileged situation?
I really do feel like this.
Absolutely,
They felt like they were privileged.
absolutely.
Yes, yes.
And what's the name? Jason Aldean got these folks feeling themselves. Some try that in a small town.
So so Trump had a rally not too far away from where that was,
Yeah, that's
a
what I
day or
heard
two
too. Also,
before those things happened. And so
mm,
Malcolm X had an older interview, and it's finally circulating around social media, where he's simply describing what it would look like in the building of Black Americans respecting and understanding and loving each other's intellect
hmm,
and understanding and empathizing that we don't have to have validation for anyone else to understand that we're human because
hmm,
we're sharing a very human experience with each other. But when you harm one of us, that means you harm all of us. And in that understanding, harming one of us means that we all have to go and protect that one
that
because
one absolutely.
we have to protect the all.
Uh huh.
And so this was the epitome of that statement that he made, and it rocks a lot of people back on their heels for several different reasons. For those people who actually understand the economics of America, and I've been saying this for the last year and a half, 2 years, that in 2024, our culture is going to spend $1.8 trillion in entertainment and a couple of other things alone by itself, right? But we haven't protected each other. We don't have ownership of a lot of different things. But once
Correct.
we begin to have ownership over each other, that's going to change the game for
Mhm.
various different points. And a lot
Mhm.
of the conversations that we're having right now, especially when it comes to these gender wars and us people placing value on body count and people placing value on preference or not even just preference, but who people are. If you're trans or if you're gay or whoever, it's going to place a different value on that. And we'll begin to pull back from these conversations and understand that regardless of where you are in life, you still look like me. And I have to
Mhm.
protect myself, so I have to protect you as well. It's my duty to protect you as well, be it economically, be it socially, be it mentally, be it physically, be it spiritually. I still have a duty to protect you because you are me and we look
Mhm.
like each other. And we have to embrace that. And that's what I got out of that. I know it's a lot to say and a lot to be said, but it's just a point of extreme happiness that we took understanding the historical background of that platform in Montgomery, Alabama, where that stuff happened, where our
Yeah.
people were sold, right? Where we were
Yeah.
killed, where we were looked at as animals and less than, right? And but that's the same place where a stand was taken just for a few minutes with Uncle what Unc that had the folding chair, getting his point across.
Let's talk about the Montgomery chairman.
Yes,
Okay.
let's.
So
What's
the
going on,
chairman
Val?
came through and he went straight WWF. I ain't gonna say WWE because this was old school
This
church
was old
magic.
school.
Okay.
He was
Now
on
he
some
went straight
crack,
WWF with the
crack.
chairs.
Yeah,
Now
I loved it.
there were some things that I saw that he was getting some backlash because of the woman he hit that was already down.
Hmm.
She was already being subdued and pushed away,
Hmm.
but he still felt the need to hit her with that chair.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like personally, I was always taught don't hit nobody you ain't prepared to get hit back by. whether it be man, woman, cat, dog, fish, bird. Okay, don't don't do
So
that.
so so he did an interview on the Ricky Smiley show. Ricky Smiley
Okay.
interviewed him, and
Uh
so
huh.
he said they asked him about it. He was like, "I just blacked out. I blacked out." He was
Been
like,
there.
But is
"But
that a
Been there.
safe space to be in a blackout? Like,
wait a minute,
Yes.
because you in a mode, you in a zone, you protecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? So even if your back ain't against the wall, your back against the wall. So he like, boom, he hitting everybody. He like, and I just got to thinking in my head why he blacked out. He said, I got to thinking in my head all them times Rosa Parks didn't get to get her seat on the bus. He say
oh my goodness.
he say so each time he hit somebody that was for Rosa Parks not getting her seat on the bus. I'm like, this
Well,
guy.
he definitely gave them a couple seats. He gave them a few seats. The fact, like the guy that he
So
hit, that looked like he was jumping across the boat, and he hit him like mid air.
mhm.
He deserved all of that.
So it was crazy. Like I think he just saw this color and just like, I'm gonna hit you. He didn't care
It's
So
only seen
exactly.
4 charges pending against 4 people, but they was like more to be filed, and I have yet to see anything else be filed. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, they all got like misdemeanors. The last, I think the
yes.
last female just turned herself in.
Hmm.
correct, correct.
Uh, so they didn't want to take bad mug shots, so they had to wait till them bruises cleared up a little bit before they turned
Right.
themselves in. So
Look, look. Y'all remember when we had a street brawl on Shaw?
yeah,
We was younger,
yeah.
right? And the last thing I heard that I can remember clearly was Unc saying,
Yeah,
"Get him."
that
After that,
blackout just happened, huh?
it was over. It was over. I don't. What I know for sure is the faces that I could see that were a non-threat was my family, and they didn't get it. But any and everything else that was around me, it was berserker time, and you gonna feel some of this. You
Correct.
gonna get. So
Why?
I definitely remember that night, and I remember that night. So
yeah.
yeah,
Remember my
So
like 30th birthday or whatever I think it was at the Twisted Olive?
twisted. I
Was you
I
there?
do. Yes, I remember this, and I think that was like the last time I said I went. I went. I think that was the last time I was like out in the club. Club. Like
And it
I didn't
was
go
a
out no more
brawl.
after that. I was like,
It was a brawl.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we
yeah,
had
that's it for me.
we had a brawl because
It was crazy. I don't even remember what happened.
it was a
was
lot of
Alice
events taking place.
It was a lot going on. It was so much going on.
was Alice there?
Yeah,
Huh?
she was there.
She
All
was
I
there.
remember
Well
from that
then,
night was her taking. No, no, that wasn't that night.
Yeah.
That
Hold
wasn't that
on.
night. That was EXO. That was a different night.
So it
One of
said,
one of
yo,
the few.
can we do an
Yeah,
honorable mention to the lady that threw the other lady in the water?
yes,
I
the
mean, that's not even an
baptismal
honorable
pool.
mention. She needs to just be talked. Let's talk about her real quick.
She got
So,
baptized.
like, can you imagine you trying to fight somebody and then you just notice that you're gonna fall back into a body of water? Can you imagine the fear that's going through your mind? The way your stomach dropped before you hit that water because you either finna drown, possibly get eaten by an alligator because they are in Alabama, and you got to figure out how the hell you finna get back out this water without getting hit again.
Well, she
Can
deserved
like
all of it.
let's just talk about that for a moment.
Yeah. So the comment from my brother Chris is, from what I've heard, the only people who should be charged are the white bigots who started attacking and kept brawling. No one of color should be charged with any crime whatsoever. So Alabama has a law that says you have the right to actually defend a person that's like getting beat up. You can go back and you can defend them.
Uh-huh.
Don't know if y'all knew that. So that's why
But
the
I mean, the little captain man, he was kind of holding his own, but he was. I think they were drunk. It was like really feeling whatever was going on.
yeah, yeah. They was out partying. You know what I'm saying? So well, I can't even speak on them, but it was still, yeah, that was a good night, Big C. Hey, but you can still enjoy yourself and be respectful. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like they had to
Like,
take
why
another
Absolutely.
did
boat over there to
so
tell them to.
we asked the question, do we think this was privilege? If it wasn't privilege, why would they not just move the boat after they were asked? And why did they have to be
Mm,
asked several times? And why didn't somebody have to be pushed to the point to where, in order for them to do their job correctly, they had to go out and do another job on top of that?
yeah.
That man
Um,
shouldn't have had to get off of his boat to move your boat so that his boats can pull in
I mean, you
because
had a
you were
whole boat.
already asked to move your boat.
You literally had a whole boat of people singing, um, "Move, get off the way."
Yes,
I had a whole boat of people singing that to you, but you
right.
yes.
still decided that what you're doing is
And
more
if you hear
important
that
than
coming through my speakers, if I'm going down the highway,
right,
just move,
right.
because that is a classic that's on every road trip, and it's possibly gonna be on repeat at some point.
Yeah, man.
It was horribly disrespectful. It didn't have to. If they would have simply complied, they would have been okay. Like, let's
Simply
not leave that out.
comply.
If they would have complied, they would have been fine. But the level of disrespect that they took it to, because I'm right, I'm gonna stay right here, and once I'm
I'm
finished,
right and I'm white. That's what it
hey,
was.
the undertones, right? Once I'm finished, then you can do what you need to do. It didn't
And
have to
like,
be that
what
way.
possibly, like, why were they even there? Like, why could they, what, there wasn't even the dock they were supposed to be at, right?
Nope, they did. They weren't supposed to be there. And
So,
yes,
like, why
like
were you
Maya
even there in the
said,
first place?
they didn't know. So the part that I love so much is simply watching and understanding our culture and the build up, because you can see people on the boat like that. Wait until I get there. Be
Mm-hmm.
there. It's like when we was growing up in Landfield, and somebody would be like, "Oh, I'm finna go to my car. I dare you to be here when I get back," because you know it's finna pop off. You know it. But you
That's
had a whole
correct.
boatload of people on some. Okay, cool. Wait till I get back. Wait till I get on shore. And
Mm-hmm.
then they actioned it. And that's the part that I love, the action. I
Yeah.
love the action because it was well deserved and it was well distributed. And I believe the young lady who got bopped upside the head with the chair, hey, you play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes.
So, do y'all feel like he should have? Well, like I mean, he didn't. I don't think he realized that it was a woman that he's hitting. Since he said he blacked out, so we're just gonna go by what he said because this is the court of public opinion.
It was a
Um,
brawl. Ain't nobody safe in a brawl. Ain't no genders in a brawl. It's a brawl. It's an all out melee. If you don't want to be there, if you ain't there to fight, go somewhere else. It's just like going into a mosh pit at a rock concert, at a
my
metal
thing is,
concert.
I'm trying to figure out why she had on Spanx with that big ass dress she had on. Like, lady, you got beat up through your Spanx, but you got on a big old dress. Like, what you using the Spanx for? You was wasting a good space. You didn't have on a body
Cause
con or nothing.
it
Like, you
was the
was wasting
Crocs.
Spanx.
It's been the Crocs memes for me. Like, dude he got beat so bad, his Crocs was
Okay,
up to his
as a person
calf.
who loves Crocs,
It's,
I feel like he disrespected the F out of those. How the heck? Okay, oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I love my Crocs.
I ain't got no
Um,
crops yet, so don't judge me.
I love for work. These
Yo,
ones are clutch. I love these shoes. Um, how do your feet, like, what kind of ass beating do you have had to have gotten for you to
bad,
bust through Crocs? Crocs
bad.
are pretty darn durable.
Yes,
Just
yeah.
hey, I don't know. That's bad.
Classic sport mode fail. His Crocs went all the way up to his calves, and I was there
They
for
said
him.
those Crocs was were eating his ankles up. Yeah, them Crocs did eat them ankles. Oh
Yeah.
We
my
got a couple
So
god.
more topics, don't we? Or we got
Yeah, yeah. I'm just giving rounds of applause to everybody who showed up and showed out for.
Appreciate it.
Yes, at
Appreciate it.
the
And,
at
Love
and
the
the
so
kids,
this is
but
what I,
Alabama sweet tea
yeah.
party.
And so this is what
So
I actually call it. I think it was patriots showing up for a citizen. That's what patriotism looks like in
that's
America.
a good Samaritan act right there.
Absolutely.
If you got a good Samaritan, that's a lot, or well, act or whatever out there. That I think right there, that was the prime example of a good Samaritan.
Yes. That's what patriotism looks like. Supporting a citizen.
yep.
Yeah,
And if
yes.
we show up like that for anything that us as a people do, there's no way we can be stopped. So I hope this energy continues.
Hopefully, this is a
Yes.
stepping stone.
Not
This
just for not just for fighting but
correct,
just
correct.
as life as well, like life events. Let's just show up for each other. Let's support.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
we all
Absolutely.
had violent events take place in our life, but don't judge us. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't had a violent event take place in your life, then
Good for
maybe
you.
you need to look at yourself.
Hey,
We're gonna leave that at that.
Exactly. So let's talk about these kids, because yeah, that's the other topic, right?
oh
Love the
And
kids.
gosh,
Love the kids. Put that out there first.
oh my
love the
god.
kids. Yeah. Absolutely love kids. Absolutely love
Okay,
kids. But
so
sometimes,
yeah, this subject came up because school is starting back
Yes.
and requests are being made by our children. Um, I feel like the things that some of our kids are asking is a bit much. So, and the question is, who's to blame? Is it our parenting? Is it society telling them that they need all these things?
hmm.
Um, so let's talk about it.
So the first thing that I'm gonna ask y'all, because my kids actually started school July 19th,
Oh,
right? So
okay.
I'm,
They went back
yeah,
early, early.
yeah.
Jeez.
So I'm a little bit past. But what are some of the things that y'all kids are requested from y'all?
Let's see.
Uh,
My kids.
like the normal, like day supplies, but outside of the supplies, you have to fund supplies for the school, like tissue and I forget what else, but things
What?
along. Oh yes, 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 yes. You got to
Yeah, you
stay
got to
in.
buy tissue. You got to buy Lysol wipes, hand
Yes, yes,
sanitizer,
yes. You have to be
uh,
totally sanitized.
dry erase markers.
Yeah, it's a whole
Yeah,
different list. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
all
From
of,
my
yeah. We
kindergartners
got to
to
get all
my
this stuff
high
for the
schoolers.
class,
Right. So
and it's
even
not
for
just for
my
your
high
student.
schoolers,
This will be for the class that will be put in a
it's for the
bundle.
class.
Yeah,
Yes.
my kids are definitely asking for Jordans. Um, they feel like because daddy's a sneaker freak, mommy doesn't care, but
Hmm.
dad's a sneakerhead, and they
Your dad's got a
want,
job.
Correct.
but and they also feel like, oh, mommy and daddy go to work every day, so they automatically have money. They think that the lights stay on for free, the water runs for free, um,
That old saying, money grows on trees.
the air conditioner runs
Mm.
for free. They
That's how
feel
kids do
like
it.
our cars run on free gas.
Yes, yes.
Um, like we just pulling this gas out the air because it's free. Um, they like, oh, my mama got a job, she can get that. My daddy got a job, he can get that.
Yeah.
Just because we go to work every day, they live and sleep for free.
So kids function like how adults actually
Live.
function.
How we should be functioning,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they look at it. Okay, you go to work, so you should be able to provide yourself gas and food and all this, you know what I'm saying? So
and also
in their
provide for
mind,
broke little me.
but they're not tripping off the utilities or the you know what I'm saying, they
They not.
basketball or soccer game, volleyball, whatever. They're not tripping off that. They just
Every
tripping
time
off
I run
that
that washing machine, that's the bill. They don't care. Not only is it water and electric, but I'm also having to buy laundry detergent, buy laundry fabric. Like that stuff costs money. And they just feel like, oh, well, you go to work every day, so you got it.
It's the same way Jig was saying with the concept of
So
time.
is it our
Or
fault that we're not teaching our kids like the value of a dollar or
I,
taxes, the
yeah,
yeah.
inform like how taxes work and
yeah,
how credit works, and we're
definitely,
just giving, giving,
definitely.
giving, and we're not giving because they earn these things or because they deserve these things. It's be given because we didn't have these things and we're trying to compensate for what we didn't have. Is that I think
Mm.
that's where we are.
I think that's the biggest thing right there, trying to compensate for what we didn't have. Because Maya came on a long time ago and had her little financial report on the bloodline and told
Hmm.
us about how well I was one of the ones, you know what I'm saying, who didn't really learn about financial stability until like I was like 30. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
My
Yeah.
mother didn't teach me, you know what I'm saying? Like my mother was still having her struggles, you know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's still like it's a realm that we don't teach our kids, you know what I'm saying? Because we always
But like,
provide.
so are they entitled, or are these little monsters that we created?
Well,
Because
It's what we created. I stand
yeah,
on that.
and
Go ahead, Jig.
yeah, I agree. I think it's a little bit of both because I know for my daughters especially, and particularly right now, I do things to make them hard to date, right? And so I do make them and give them things that I know they deserve, and I want to make sure that it's normal for them to understand that a man is supposed to do this when he's with you, right? And not saying or taking anything away from the young man that they might date later on in life, or woman or whoever that they might date later on in life that might be struggling to get to where I am financially. But it's simply understanding what a norm looks like and not being simply happy and satisfied with somebody simply saying, "Oh, you're beautiful." We'll put that into action, right?
I just don't want my kids to think that because when they get their little, because they do like they do little babysitting jobs and they get their money, but as soon as they get their money, what are they doing? They're like when I go to the store, they running and
Right.
spending it. They're like they're not thinking about saving anything because they be like, "Oh, mom, I need this," but you just had money. Why didn't you get it?
So how do you teach them that? That's the
I
question.
all the time I'm like, "But you just had money. Did you not need this when you had your money?"
But
Oh,
practical,
well, but I wanted this at
yeah.
the time. But was that something that you? I no, I asked like, was that something that you needed? And
Mm,
now you need this thing, and now you can't get it because where's your money?
yeah.
I want them to value the dollar and not just feel like just
Correct.
because it's in your pocket, they need to spend it.
So
So
I
it's
guess go ahead,
I
Dirk.
got a
Go ahead, Dirk.
I got a quick question. Is spoiled the
Yeah.
same as entitlement?
No,
Because I know I
no,
got some spoiled kids and I don't feel like
no,
they entitled to things. You know
no.
what I'm saying?
I think it's different. Um, I think they deserve to be spoiled, but they
Okay.
have to understand where that line stops with being entitled. There's a line. So the mindset of an entitled person is that you automatically owe me something simply because I'm here.
You need a
Yeah,
reward for being you. Okay.
Yeah. So they deserve to be spoiled because we love them and we want to give them better than what we have. We want to show them better than what we have.
but
But
at
it's
what
also a
cost
teachable moment,
though?
and
Because
that's the question. That's the question. At what cost?
So do y'all
That's the
feel like
question.
we hindering our kids when we
it's sometimes yes.
in certain points? Yeah.
Because my kids had cell phones when they were 9, 10 years old.
Hmm.
I didn't get my cell phone until I was able to pay for it, and I think I was like 18 then.
Oh my God, Wanda, you just said something I never thought about. My mom has never paid for my cell phone. My dad has never paid for my cell phone bill, even
But
when I had a beeper.
this society nowadays,
Even with society. So let's go back in the day and talk about like when I had a little beeper, when I had pages.
your
Neither
mama
one of my
didn't pay for
parents.
that. Your mama didn't pay for that neither.
Nah.
Okay.
No,
We just putting that out there.
Yeah.
my
Wow.
little friend paid for my pages.
Oh, okay, killer.
He was a heathen.
My little friend.
Right.
Okay,
He was a
I
heathen,
got
Jig.
you.
I could tell you. When she just say her little friend, that means he a heathen.
Hmm.
He was a heathen.
That's that code.
God.
That's that code. And so the question becomes, how do we reach in and begin to literally teach our kids the difference between being spoiled and an entitlement. And what do we do once we see and know that they had this entitlement? How do we pull back? How do we separate our desire and our want to feed that entitlement? How do we pull back? Because we're not helping society when we feed into
At
an
this point,
entitlement.
I'm just buying. I'm just doing necessities, like stuff that they need. Cause I'm just like, yo, you don't like think about it. You just got shoes, and you just got like now they want their hair braided. Braids is $300 flat out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Uh,
can
like
attest. Yeah,
raising girls is tough and is expensive
And
as heck. Um,
yeah.
Jordans for one is like if I'm not it's $200. The other one 150. Like I don't think I owned a pair of Jordans until I was an adult buying my own stuff.
you're
My
right.
parents
I bought
never
my
bought me Jordans. We was
yeah.
at shoe carnival every school year.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It was the
You
Reebok Classics and the Saucony's.
or some felines or some, you know
Some
what I'm
Fila's,
saying?
I
something.
Man,
hell
yeah,
look.
I
I
I
didn't
heard,
had a
I
pair
didn't
of
wear True
I
lottos.
heard you,
Religion
Wanda.
jeans. My parents
I
couldn't
definitely hear
afford True
you.
Religion. They had 5 kids.
Yeah,
Right.
I hear you.
And I never once blamed them for stuff that I did not have. I just wanted to
Mm,
work so I can get the things that I wanted.
Now,
yeah.
I think my kids entitled,
Now, if
man.
my kids don't get something that they want, all I hear mumbling under their breath, huh, they broke. They don't never have no money. They don't never want to get me this. Like, sis,
Mm,
like,
that's
for
tough.
instance, we're gonna talk about so my kids get free lunch. I'm like, oh, cool, y'all get free lunch this year. My daughter's like, oh well, since it's free, you ain't gotta send no money, you ain't gotta pay for it. You can at least put $50 in our lunch account. Why do you need $50 in your lunch account?
Extra snacks. You know what I'm saying? That free lunch ain't on our way. The don't get you full. You know what I'm saying? So
And then when I was putting money in their lunch account, I find out that they tricking at the school. They buying their
Yeah.
friends and stuff. Like they buying everybody freaking snacks. Sis,
I,
I am not feeding the whole sixth grade.
best kids,
Yeah.
man, they got good hearts, man. That's all it is.
Oh, my friend didn't have this, so I decided to buy her. I'm like, oh, your friend got a mama too.
Well, then that's when.
I'm not here feeding the whole sixth grade. I'm not.
So to answer your
So
question, Jig, I think
yeah.
when we start peeping that situation and seeing it, I think we have to take a step back and let our kids actually like sometimes fall on their face. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can preach and you can preach and you can preach, even giving and giving. You know what I'm saying? You can continuously give, and you can tell them like, "Hey, son, this ain't." You know what I'm saying? This, that, and third. Sometimes you gotta let them fall on their face. I think that's the realm of this whole conversation. Sometimes, and parents are so overprotecting that they won't let their kids
Yeah, because you don't
do
want your
that.
kids to get picked on. You
You
don't want your
don't,
kids to get
right?
bullied.
But you taking away certain aspects of their life. You know what I'm saying? They don't get
No.
they don't get to make
Yes,
decisions.
No.
yes, we can.
No. We cannot.
As Obama
The,
would
the,
say, yes, we can.
I'm
the
calling the
Yes, we
people.
comments
can.
asks,
I'm
can we
calling the
push them
people.
down sometimes? And no,
You better
we
not
cannot
push them
push our
kids.
kids down.
I'm calling the people, cuz.
President would say, yes, we can.
But like I say,
Yes, we can.
certain obstacles and situations in their life, they don't know how to make decisions because they never went
Hmm.
through it. They don't know how to
Right.
deal with certain things because they never went through them. Like you say, Wanda, getting picked on. Shit, if you
Yeah.
ain't know how to Joan or fight back in the
A
day,
fight.
you was gonna get picked on. If you ain't know how to
Yeah.
just stand up for yourself one time,
And
you was
that
gonna get
is
picked on.
another thing. If everything is, oh, you're bullying me, you're messing with my
Right.
self esteem.
I hate hearing the
No, we're
words.
not. We're building character.
Correct. Them kids are the
You know how
most
many times I
brutal.
got talked about, bro?
Correct.
How many times for me, it was a saving account when my mother, could afford to give me an allowance. I was challenged by my mother and grandmother to save at least 50%. Okay.
right? That's a good tactic.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, when once I did get a job, I did have to pay like one bill. It
Oh
wasn't a
shit!
big bill. I paid
Look, I
like I think I paid like our like the cable, and at the time cable was like $30. It wasn't
right.
much. Because there was no internet. Hey Rick.
Hey
Yeah, she
Ricky.
said she was gonna get on.
What else, sis?
So
Adonis decided to join us.
there are various different times. So one of the things that I teach my kids, and I've got a bit of a different parenting style, but I got a different like a leadership style also. But I teach my kids to fail. I want them to fail, and whenever I say that to them, they begin to glow because they understand that when I'm telling them I want you to fail, I want you to fail so you can understand the
And
lessons
learn
within
from it. Yes.
and learn, right? And once you fail, then I can finally begin to teach you. But I can't teach you anything when you're
When you know
moving
you
in
think
a
you know everything.
when you know every single thing in the world. I can't teach you anything. But as soon as you fail, that's how that like Nikola Tesla, that's how he became such a genius. Einstein, that's how he became such a genius. I want my kids to fail. And
Hmm.
that's something that we embrace. A lot of the things that I've done and a lot of the things that I do, I rush into them with an aspect of trying to fail so that I can figure out how to do it again better, right? So one
What's
of the
wrong, Dirt?
messages,
The
you got to
the
fail.
hooligan just running through her.
Oh, it's fine. But yeah, like and then like as far like when our kids are doing sports and everything,
Mhm.
they are very sore losers because they think they're supposed to win all the time. If you won all the time, somebody else is gonna be the loser, and they're gonna feel what you're feeling.
Losing is important. It's an important
I feel like
aspect of
losing
character
builds
building.
character.
Yeah, it's huge in
Losing
character
builds
building.
character. Getting talked about builds character.
Builds
Like,
character.
because the same people that talked about me,
Look at them
but
now.
that's
Honestly, the flaws that a person will bring to you, like, oh man, you got a big nose. That's something actually you dealing with yourself. So if you can't deal with that yourself, you know what I'm saying?
That
Like
part.
people need to, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, just be real
Yeah.
with yourself.
And
Gotta
it's
be
so
real with
like,
yourself.
that's very true.
yeah.
There,
So
Ricky says there are people who don't know how to fail or lose, and when they do, they can't handle it. And I feel like that's like these kids now. They make them so soft. Like, oh my god, I lost the game. I'm gonna go unalive myself. Like that is like it's so dramatic. Everything is
yeah.
so
Like,
dramatic.
whoa, calm
Like
down. We were
simmer
just playing
down.
Monopoly. It's just a game of Monopoly. Not everybody's gonna win. Just bring it down a notch and
And
let's
I get it. Nobody wants to lose, but at the same time, when you feel realize like what made you lose and how you lost, will you go back and do it again? You know not to do that
You
hmm
hit on the nail right there, Wanda.
unless you're
So
insane and keep doing the same thing over and over and over again.
right.
But I just really feel like now that there's such a cop out for everything.
It
Oh,
is.
it's anxiety. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, that's mental abuse and that's verbal abuse. And
Yeah.
if
It,
they had all this stuff when we were in school,
oh my God.
yeah, oh man,
Oh my God.
and it's just
and I
It's
kids
just feel
being
like, and I just
kids.
feel like it's making them soft and entitled and spoiled,
Yeah,
and they are not like it's not gonna be good at any point
it's
unless we
it's
do
like
something about it.
it's like
kids are
Chris
the
Rock
most
said.
brutally honest people on this earth. So when they
Yes.
talk about you or they express something, it's not an opinion. It's an observation. It's what they see. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So they speaking
Yeah.
on what they see, and it's different from them. So
They got no
that's
filter.
kids. That's not no filter. It's not bullying. It's not. That's just being honest. And
Yeah.
I think if a lot more adults were like this, like kids were, that
Hmm.
honesty, that man, we'd be cool. Or
It's like
you might have a lot more enemies.
I
like
remember the first time I ever came home from school, and I was very upset because some boy told me my mama. And I was so upset. And I came home and I'm like, Mama, this boy talked about you. She was like, that boy don't know me. He can't say nothing about me. And I was like,
Hmm.
you got a point. They don't know you.
Yeah,
And
but
like when
to
my
us,
kids come home, like, Mama, somebody said they said yo mama, and I'm like, okay.
they don't know you. And to,
I'm like,
so to us,
am I still breathing? They like, yeah, okay. I'm like, am I able to move? Like, yeah, okay. So how is that affecting me in any way?
right, and to
How
our
is it
society
affecting
at
you in any
large,
way?
Chris Rock summed it up when he was like, "We've got so many people in the emergency room with paper cuts that the people who are actually bleeding can't get serviced." Right.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So paper cuts, they'll heal. You know, ambulatory small things, you'll be
They
fine.
they they are annoying as hell, but they do heal.
All right, on Rob. Appreciate you. Thanks for hopping in.
Thank
As a matter of fact.
you.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, that's it's okay to spoil our kids, and we have to
I
begin to
I think
pull
I'm
it
gonna
back.
stop for a minute. I think mine gonna have to go through a withdrawal. They got to detox for a minute. Mine got to
Okay.
detox for a while because, like, not only are my like my kids are adopted, so I overcompensate for a lot of things. So I did not have my kids the natural way. My kids are adopted, and I feel like
Mhm.
they missed out on so much at some point. That I try to make up for a lot of things and try to
Mm,
give them a lot of things that they probably would not have experienced if they had
mm,
not been adopted. So I do feel like sometimes I overdo it, but at that point, like now at the point I am, I feel like they need to go through a financial detox. They need
sure.
to. So yeah. So I'm just at this point I'm just doing necessities. I might sprinkle a little sparkle somewhere, a little razzle dazzle somewhere.
Right.
But
So
right now, like the comments that I get from my children, I'm like, bruh, I would have never thought to say anything like that to my parents.
Uh,
right.
I'd
What
be
you
grateful
said.
for what I had and kept it moving.
So I'm all about experiments, and what I do with my kids often, I'll be like, I'll listen to what they're saying, and I'll be raging out like in my head, like I can't believe, you know what, I got beat when I was a kid, but I'd be like, okay, let's try an experiment, right? As a matter of fact, I did this with one of my bonus babies not too long ago. But let's try an experiment. Let's see how this works for a week. Let's do things the way that you think, they should happen. Let's see what happens when we do things your way. Give me your expectations. You take ownership of this, and we'll give it a few days to a week, and let's see what the end result is. Give me your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your hypothesis, and let's walk this on a daily basis. And if it
Yeah.
doesn't meet up to where you want to be, we need to go back and talk about some stuff. We need to go back and reevaluate where we are and how we get to where you want to be and the reality of the situation. And then we'll experiment with doing things my way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can hit that goal at that point. Right.
Yeah.
So, because yeah, our kids, a lot of these kids, they don't have guidance, they don't have discipline, they don't have understanding, they don't have a person to actually give them a few seconds, a little space, just to say, hey, but this is how I'm trying to get here. This is how I'm trying to get there. Well, you're wrong, but let's try it your way. If I don't know what I'm talking about, let's try it your way and let's see it. Make it real. Make it real.
Mm.
So
I think I just need to put my kids in city school because I really feel
yeah,
like they school district making them soft.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
don't, but then at the again, I don't want to because I know they won't survive. They ain't gonna make it.
yeah.
My babies
I
are
don't
not
know.
gonna make it.
I don't know.
So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, bruh, like, we got to figure out how to get some reality checks around here because this is not it.
Yeah, that's yeah. No, don't put them back in city schools. Let them be good. Let
I
them
mean,
be.
SLPS is legit. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, it's
What they going?
legit. you know they in Rockwood right now, but
Yeah.
they I'm really thinking about putting them in the city just to see so they can see like this is life. Y'all gotta get with this.
Yeah, but you know about the educational value of behind the
But
well,
SLPS has great teachers. They
and
just
I'm
got to
talking
be
about
willing to learn. And so now that's another conversation. There's
and
good
Hmm.
teachers and bad teachers everywhere. You
right,
just got
right.
to
Hmm.
be willing to learn and take out from it what you can.
But I'm just saying the connections that they will lose out at that institute that they at now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot more. I think it's a lot more networking, a lot more growth
I
for
don't
them.
I don't know. We'll talk about that though later.
For sure, for
We'll
sure,
figure it out. Let's
for sure.
absolutely
Yeah.
figure it out.
Because I can tell you like this. I got all my kids went to the county, and I got one that's in the public situation. And well, they all public, but I got one that's in the city. What you were saying, I got one that's in the city. You see what I'm saying? Big major difference in different conversations. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
so we gonna come back to that
My
cuz
tablet about to die.
all right.
All right.
Well,
So,
we about to wrap it
so
up cuz we at
yep.
hour
Final
6 anyway.
thoughts. Let's hit final thoughts.
All right, who want to
Wanda,
go
you
first?
first.
Oh, I'll go first.
All right.
That's dirt. Okay, that's me. Okay. uh Um, just I mean, it's gonna be a little different tonight. Final thoughts. Let's give a shout out to hip hop. 50 years of hip hop.
Oh, straight like that.
Um, yes. It's a movement. The culture. Without hip hop, we wouldn't be where we are. Uh, the world wouldn't be where it was without hip hop because we
Yeah.
influence everything and all things. So let's give a big shout out to hip hop. Um, let's just everybody just enjoy the human experience because we never know how much longer we have here. Um, be good to yourself first of all,
Mm.
because when you're good to you, you can be good to others.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that's it. Those are my final thoughts. Don't forget to smile. I'm
And
gonna
what
be doing a
about
lot
flossing?
more of that real soon. Don't forget to brush your floss twice
Oh,
a day.
okay. That's what
Super
I was talking
important.
about.
2 times.
There you go.
Diesel is on you because of.
Uh, overprotecting, overparenting, praising your kids more than what they should be praised. I think we start to block potential, you know what I'm saying, obstacle for, well, all parents try to block obstacles for their kids. I should say that
Mhm.
first.
You too.
We try to prevent them from meeting the bad, you know what I'm saying? That person is bad for you, son. Like your mother always tell you, like your friend ain't your friend. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying?
Gotta let them learn it on their own.
That's what I'm getting to. You have to let them
Yeah.
resonate and learn it on their own. Sometimes it's better to let them fall on their face and pick them up and tell them they wrongs than to not let them go
Just
through it.
shield.
First and
Yeah.
foremost, you know what I'm saying? So parents, I'm one of them. I'm gonna do better. Sometimes I gotta let them fall. I'm gonna take my own advice. Final thoughts.
I can dig it. I can dig
That's
it.
what's
And
up.
so for me, I'm gonna keep it a little bit short. I just want everybody to remember that after all is said and done, um, we're all human. We're all evolving, even as parents. There's a specific movement of evolution to where we are on an everyday level. So embrace the evolution. Make sure you get out there and you fail. That's the most important thing. And have fun on your failures, right? And remember to give the next person a little more mercy, a little more grace, and sprinkle that with copious amounts of love.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
So sprinkle it all, always, always,
E40 style.
always. That's another topic. Oh my God, that's my guy. I love you for it. Love you, Fizzle, for sure. So I don't know what I just did right there. I'm doing some stuff I shouldn't be doing. I don't know. I
That's
don't
all
know.
right.
All right, yeah. So um I'll pull on final thoughts, and I'm gonna thank everybody for watching. And in the wise words of Russell Simmons,
Appreciate
thank y'all
y'all.
for coming out.
Yes,
God
yes.
bless, and
Good
Good.
night.
Deuces, good people. Love y'all. One